Hello everyone, my name is Jose Alcaraz and today I'll be going over the conditional formatting tool that is part of the Microsoft Excel software. So first, I should introduce you to Microsoft Excel in case you're not familiar with the product. It's a popular data analytics software where users can create spreadsheets to organize and analyze data. Within that, there's conditional formatting, which is a visual tool which allows you to highlight cells depending on their value and the formatting options that you choose. So when they're highlighted, they'll change colors, and this will display certain different characteristics that you're trying to show the viewer. So for this lesson, we'll be using the example spreadsheet provided at this website. In order to download the spreadsheet, you need to go to this website. By the end of this lesson, the objective is that you'll be able to identify when it's appropriate to use conditional formatting, identify which conditional formatting options to use for a data set, and choose the best conditional formatting to best suit your needs. So it's important to know when to use conditional formatting, and it can be used in a number of different ways at a number of different times. So it's most useful when you're wanting to draw the viewer's attention to certain numbers, or if you're the one analyzing the data when you're trying to kind of pick out certain numbers so you don't have to go through each thing. They're already highlighted for you. It's also good when you're wanting to visually represent the percentage of the whole data set. I'll show you later on how to do that. It's also great when you're wanting to visually show different trends and patterns that are set within the data. So there's a variety of different options within conditional formatting. It's located within the Style section of the Home tab. Here is what it'll look like when you press the drop-down arrow. So for the highlight cell rules, this allows you to highlight numbers that are greater than, less than, equal to, or within a range. This is good for when you're just trying to see which numbers fall within a certain category or within a certain range. The top and bottom rules, those will highlight certain numbers that are within the top certain percentile of your choosing, or the top amount. So the bottom 10 the bottom 10 numbers or the highest 10 numbers. For data bars, this adds color to each cell, and the longer the bar is, the higher the value. Color scales indicates through color where a number falls within a range of colored cells. So this will be giving you a gradient throughout the whole thing, where darker colors usually mean they're higher values and lighter colors are lower values, but that depends on which color scale you choose. It could be the opposite. Icon sets lets you choose from set of icons that represent values in the selected cells. New rules lets you create custom formatting options. You get to mix and match some things and choose different colors, or change the rules that the conditions that you're wanting the data to meet in order to have a cell be colored. In manage rules, you'll be able to kind of do the same thing where you'll edit rules that are already applied to the data set, so you can change those in the way that you could new rules. And for clear rules, you can clear the formatting from selected cells or the entire workbook. So we'll be going through two different examples. This is the first one, and in this example, we're trying to see the bottom 10 and top 10 amounts that are within the example worksheet. So let's start with the bottom 10. So first, you'll want to highlight the data set as a whole. You can click on A2 and then drag it down to G20 and it'll highlight everything. And then, as I mentioned before, within the Home tab, you can go to the Style section, and there you can click on Conditional Formatting. Next, you'll want to click on Top/Bottom Rules, which will bring another menu, and here you can click on Bottom 10 items. So next, this dialog box will appear. Make sure that you click on light red fill with dark red text, and then under that will be OK. And then here's the resulting chart that will show up. And so here we have the bottom 10 numbers highlighted. After the bottom 10 is done, we can continue with the top 10. Here you'll want to make sure that the data set is highlighted again. Like before, you can go to conditional formatting and top/bottom rules. Instead of going to bottom 10 like before, we'll be going to top 10 items. And when the dialog box appears, you'll want to choose the light green fill with dark green text instead of the red one. That way we can differentiate between the two, and then click OK. So the resulting chart will look like this, and the green will be highlighting the top 10 and the red will be highlighting the bottom 10. So we can quickly see which are which within all of these numbers, so we don't have to sift through them each time we want to locate the bottom 10 and top 10. Now let's continue with the second example. For this example, we want to see which employees didn't meet their minimum sales quota of $1,500 and which ones will be getting sales bonuses because they reached over $10,000 in sales. So first we want to clear formatting from the entire workbook. So go to conditioning and then go down to clear rules and then click on entire workbook. Again, make sure the whole data set is highlighted, and then go to highlight cell rules and then the less than option. Next, this dialog box will appear, and in the first section you want to put 1500, and then make sure that you put that it will be filled with a red fill and dark green text, and down here you can see what the table will look like afterwards. Now for employees who exceeded the $10,000 in sales, again make sure everything's highlighted, and then go to highlight cell rules and then greater than. Instead of putting 1500 here, we'll put 10,000 and change it to green fill with green dark green text, and then press OK. So now we'll see during each month who made less than the sales quota and who exceeded the 10,000 in order to get bonuses. What's interesting here is that we see that there were certain months where almost nobody exceeded the quota, and then almost everybody exceeded the 10,000. So we can take a closer look at those months and see what's going on there. Like why is August such a slow month, and why is October such a big month? And that way you can change rules to make those more fair, more appropriate. So to summarize, you should now be able to identify when it's appropriate to use conditional formatting, identify which conditional formatting options to use for a data set, and choose the best conditional formatting options to best suit your needs or the needs of whoever's viewing the table. For additional resources, as always, you can go to support.microsoft.com and then go to Excel and then click on the Help tab, and you'll be able to find conditional formatting that'll have tutorials that'll go over everything. Thank you.